Finally, episode 4 is out. As you know, the previous episode ended with an exciting scene, so we don't know how we waited a week for the new episode, but we managed to do so somehow. Without further ado, let's see what happened in episode 4. In the previous episode, we saw that Kenny finds Sara in the church's basement. In this episode, we see him confused and excited. He immediately brings Boyd. Of course, he doesn't know anything about Boyd and Sara went on an adventure together and almost died. So when Boyd asks him to go upstairs and give them some time, he doesn't understand, and instead, he is obviously surprised. But he's not alone. Boyd is surprised as well because he probably thought that Sara is either dead or stuck somewhere like he did earlier. But we learn that after she entered the faraway tree, she found herself in the basement. These trees are really interesting. We are curious about which destinations are on the table. We know there are few faraway trees in the forest. Could they teleport people out of the town and save them in a way? Do you think it's possible? Unlike most of the people in the town, Sara talks. She tells Boyd about the boy in white and how he is different from the voices she's been hearing. She believes the little boy is trapped in town like everyone else, and he wants to help even though he doesn't know how. We know that the boy in white caused no harm so far, and he seems like he wants to help. But what if it's all a trap? Maybe he wants to lure people into a trap by making them trust him. But in that case, something really bad would happen to Victor, right? After all, when he was a kid, he was seeing the boy in white. We can't be sure about him, though. In this show, everything may change. After talking to Sara, Boyd goes straight to Kenny and explains the thing about Sara. Finally, we see people actually communicating. That's all we ever wanted to happen. Well, besides the revelation of the mysteries, of course. But that's a good step to begin. They debate whether she should go into the box or not, as expected. Right after he defends Sara, the worms under his skin appear and he collapses. Let's leave them right there for now and take a look at others. We see Julie and Ethan go to the colony house. Since Ethan was worried about Victor, he wanted to visit him. Can we just say they have the cutest friendship in the show? We really enjoy their scenes. Seeing Victor is heartbroken because Ethan couldn't stop Jade from searching Victor's room made us feel terrible, but Victor, this was necessary for Jade to proceed. On the other hand, Julie sees Elgin sitting alone and she decides to talk to him. We believe that Julie and Elgin may have a thing in the future, either friendly or romantically. We also see that when Jade enters the bar, the bus driver lady is there, drinking alone and blaming herself for everything. Once again, Jade talks about how he sold his company and he was in a great condition before he arrived in town. We all know Jade sees himself as the genius and the successful one in town, and we love him like that. But don't you think the company he sold is mentioned a lot? Maybe there's a connection between the town and his company, or Jade is just obsessed with his achievements. Either way, there might be something about it. Let's talk about Tabitha and Jim for a second, because he has a theory. He believes everything is just an experiment, and the point of this experiment is to see how people would react in this kind of situation. To be honest, he seems a little crazy to us. Not because his theory is nonsense, but because of how he looks around. Considering the pressure, stress, and the things that happened to him, it's pretty okay for him to look this way. We hope he won't lose his mind in this town. His theory might be partly true, by the way, because why not? We are at a point where everything may happen because we don't have obvious clues. Maybe the people who were killed by the monsters were just the control group in the experiment. Since they don't look for answers or don't have major roles in the town, they were eliminated by getting killed. This whole thing could be just a sick experiment. What do you think about that? Jim talks to Donna about what has happened in the storm. She believes that even though the voice on the other side of the radio belongs to a person, it's no good. We actually agree with her. We don't believe that the man who was talking wasn't a monster, but he could be one of the dangers that Martin has mentioned. But how could he know about Tabitha? Are there cameras, or is he a supernatural creature who knows all? We are not sure yet. Last but not least, Sara confesses to Kenny, and we see him heartbroken once again. We wonder what else will happen to him. He lost his father. The woman he loves chose someone else over him. He learned that Sara caused his father's death, and now he doesn't trust Boyd too. He's having a really hard time, and we hate to see him sad. We believe Boyd will make it up to him somehow, we just don't know how. Briefly, episode 4 is all about the confrontations. We saw people talking to each other about everything we already knew. It wasn't a great episode, but still, we were hoping that they would talk to each other, and they finally started to do that. Season 2 is going slower than the previous season, but definitely needs to get better soon. We want to believe that episode 4 is designed as a transition to the mystery-solving process, because the show can't just give answers to the audience without making everyone aware of the current situation. It would be painful, believe us. But our hopes are high about the upcoming episode because we believe the transition is almost completed and it's time for some secrets to be revealed. Do you think Sara will go into the box in the upcoming episode? In that case, would monsters attack her? Will Jim try to communicate with the man on the other side of the radio? Don't forget to share your theories with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you soon.